All right, all right. Going to do a little quick pre-market prep. It's September 24th, 2024. It's 9:10 a.m. Just have, oh, you're gonna see down here on the bottom left. I'm gonna be actually doing a little quick video series on Funded Futures Network. Had some accounts with them before. Things are going really good. Made a few errors, blew those up. So I do want to start doing a couple video series passing the evals, combines, whatever you want to call them, depending on the prop firm, and then moving forward into their funded accounts, moving into live accounts, and doing the payouts. Right? I think it's something that a bunch of people would benefit from seeing, and just my simple approach at the market might seem a little complex, but it's just very simple. Days like this are simple. Great. I did great yesterday. I had a $3,000 day. And look at the chop, right? But that's because I have specific time frames or specific times I'm trading levels and, the basics there. So we're going to just do a quick pre-market prep going into today. We do have consumer confidence, I believe it is, coming up at 10 o'clock. So I'm going to be on my hands until after that. That might give us a little bit of a move, provide the liquidity needed in order to move to the next location that we're going to go to, because we've been shopping around. Obviously, we are within a balanced area here. So just to go over my pre-market prep, we're going to look at, I have a 500 tick chart here. We'll bring the daily over real quick. I do want to bring the daily chart over so we can go ahead and review that. Here's the daily chart on NQ. This is what I am looking at. I don't have any of my, my cost basis level here anymore. I don't have that. It is what it is. I'm going to start focusing on something else. We are in a new contract, right? So those levels are technical levels, and those technical levels will play out. But until then, I am going to remember that this is here, right? I've discussed this before. We're going to remember that this is here, but we are not going to trade off of it, right? Unless we start on the daily, because this is the daily chart. Unless the daily chart we start retracing all the way back into that cost basis range, which was the previous cost basis for the September contract. It is not necessarily the cost basis for the December contract, because remember, we just had the majority of the contracts rolling, and I had it on my chart previously. We had the majority of the contracts, and this is where I like to have this is where I like to remember this. Wow, is that straight across? Guess I'm tired today. All right, so anyway, let's go and just kind of look at this real quick moving forward to help give us the sentiment moving forward. So contracts expired, the September contracts expired the 20th and the 21st, which was last week. We are now on the December contract. So rollover occurred Friday the 13th into the 20th. Within that 5-6 day trading period, that's when the contracts rolled. So let's go ahead and zoom this in a little bit. And let's go and I do not know why it's not giving me the days down here. I do like when it gives me the days down here. I do apologize. I had my, it's the right scale. Let's see down here. Let's see, can we show date range? My PC decided to roll over and kick the bucket, so I did have to get a replacement, and I have been updating a lot of my stuff. So I'm gonna have to put the time frames down here. I don't know how I gotta do that, but anyway, I thought it was gonna be just as simple as show date range, which it's not. So we'll bring that back. So we're just gonna move the mouse on the bottom until we can find the area. So we're looking at Friday the 13th into the 20th, right? That's where the rollover occurred. So Friday the 13th, right here, into the 20th, right here. So majority of the rollover did not occur on Friday the 20th. Majority of the rollover occurred on the 13th, which was Friday, 16th, which is Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday. Wednesday was FOMC rate decision. So the majority of the roll occurred on Friday, Monday, and Tuesday. We pushed more open interest on the December contract on the 18th. So we're gonna go ahead and just kind of put a. We broke actually. Let's see, the 19th. Yeah. So on the 18th was when we had the majority of the open interest, and that's what I care about, the open interest. I don't care about the volume, I care about the open interest. The majority of the open interest, so the 13th, so this area here is what we broke out of, right? That is what, and if we'll zoom this in a little bit. The outline we will make, sorry, I apologize. Like I said, I haven't had any of my templates updated. A lot of them aren't updated. Save as default. Okay. So this is the rollover range, right? This is where we had the majority of the contracts roll to the next, right? So you had people that were long September, selling September, and potentially, if they were still long biased, buying December. And the same thing, if they were short September, they were buying September and they were going long in, selling September, going long in December. And if they were short biased, they were buying September and shorting or going short in December. If they wanted to roll those contracts and then continue, they could have changed directions. I cannot look at the commitment to trader report yet because I do have to take that off of my old hard drive. I got a lot of stuff I got to do to get this computer transitioned, right? So we know this is the rollover range. We'll call it rollover range. Rollover range. So we're going to take this rollover range, and obviously, FOMC rate decision was on the 19th, which was on Wednesday. Wednesday the 18th. Okay, so we didn't break out until the 19th. So we do have FOMC here. Let's see if I can. Is there a way to snap this? Is there a way to snap? Snap mode bar price. Snap mode bar. I think I can snap to it. There we go. Nice. All right, so now we're snapped to the bar. We'll just do it like that. That'll give us some of the 13th and over, so when we copy and paste it, right? I want the low here, I want the high here. That's the rollover range. We are actually not even. Go right there. That's about right. But we got the high here, and that's what I want to show for the breakout. We tested up here. We didn't quite break through, and we retraced a little bit. Where did we retrace to and test? Let's go ahead and look at this, right? Came down here, we tested here. We tested here. And then I thought I already changed this, but we're gonna have to change this. We'll do white smoke, template, save as default, apply. We'll make this 1. All right, there we go. So we came down, retested, grabbed some liquidity, and then we came back up, right? Once we rejected here, I drew a trend channel, a trend line channel, right? It's a zone. I'm looking at this as a zone, and I'm doing that because I don't want to get chopped up, right? I'm looking to see if we can hold above the midline and stay above the midline for the continuation. If we reject off the midline, potentially going down. But everywhere inside of here, for me, Everywhere inside of here is going to be a battle, right? This is the battle zone. Do not get chopped up. This is what I was looking at yesterday. Do not get chopped up in this battle zone, right? I don't have my arrow up yet. Do I have my arrow? I do. Perfect. This is the battle zone. Do not get chopped up in here. Wait for the breakouts. Wait for the breakout. Continue. Even if you don't get it. Wait for the retest. There'll be plenty of setups if we come up here or if we break down, retest. You know now here, this is going to be potential buyers. And we're going to either bounce here and fight it out, or if we break through it, now we know if we break through, we have this level that previously played out. Maybe we'll find some buyers there. Maybe we'll come sweep more liquidity below. But either way, we know that buyers broke out. Breakout retest. This is a breakout retest, right? So simple price action. Currently, you know, we're bullish, trying to break here, trying to break above here. 20,257 is what we're trying to break above. But let's go ahead and copy this here. We're going to put this on the 4,000 tick chart. I had some things here I was trading off of, seeing as we were slowly making higher lows here and higher highs yesterday. I am watching this channel here as this plays out. We're holding this trend line, right? We could break all the way back down in here, and we have a nice little range here, right? Look at this nice little range here we have. So let's go ahead, take this channel off, and we're just going to paste that rollover. Look at that. That's where the contracts rolled. That is exactly here on the daily chart. This area here is the same as this area here on the daily. And this is why I'm going to show you this is going to be an important area moving forward. And this is what I like to do after these rollovers. And I know some people just get into futures. Some people haven't dealt with rollovers. So we're going to extend this a little bit of a ways. All right. So we have our rollover occurring. We broke out of the rollover. FOMC was here on the 18th, right? FOMC was Wednesday. I believe it was Wednesday. I'm pretty sure it was Wednesday. Maybe it was Thursday. Who knows? No, Thursday we broke out. Wednesday was FOMC. So we broke out after all the contracts rolled. Majority of the rolling. We're now trading on December's contract. This was that December's contract that we were trading on. This is adjusted. These charts are back adjusted. So we break out, come back, retest, grab a little liquidity. But this is the area that we broke out of, right? We broke out, retest, and now we're looking to continue, right? Now we're looking to continue. So moving forward, if we get back inside of this area, I am expecting some more chop. I'm expecting some more chop. Obviously, I'll be looking at potentially somewhere here in the middle of it if we get back over to see if we find more buyers. Because if we break out, try to go higher, can't go, and we fail to make a new low, like if we come down here and fail to make a new low, that could be great because we could get that deep pullback, right? This could be what I'm saying, a deep pullback. You have this pullback, and then we could potentially get a deep pullback somewhere here, right? That would be a measured move, but a deep pullback is a little bit bigger. I always look for a deep pullback to be a little bit bigger. And remember, when we're bullish, every time the sellers are making a move, sellers are very convincing, right? Very convincing. Until the sellers prove to me that they're in charge, I'm not going to be shorting and chasing it down here. So that's what I'm looking at moving forward, right? That's simple enough. We have this. Let's go ahead and copy and paste this, right? We're going to copy and paste this trend line zone, I guess you would call it. onto my 4,000 tick chart. Let's go here to my 4,000 tick chart. I think I'm going to have to load some more days, and then we can go ahead and we'll load 50 days here. Might take a little while, but we're going to load 50 days here, and I'm going to copy and paste that into here once this is done loading. Then we can see exactly, are they rejecting at the midline? Are they holding the midline? We're gonna confirm this trend zone once this is done loading. Then that's it. And then I am going to make a little series about these funded future networks accounts. Go over those later on, but I'm not going to be trading till after 10 o'clock. It's 9:26. Market's going to be opening soon. Just put my thoughts out there. How many days we have loaded? Do we have enough days loaded yet? All right, we are there. All right, so we're going to paste this. Look at our trend zone. This is my first time copying and pasting this. What did I say before in this trend zone? This is our battle zone. This is our battle zone. Battle zone. Breakout, retest. This doesn't quite go to the top. Let's go bring it up there, right? And then let's really refine this. This goes to the high. This is somewhere in the bodies. I'd have to go back to the daily to do that. Can do it on like the hourly. But look what happened, right? Come up to the midline, peaked above it, came back down. We held, we broke below, came back, rejected the midline, and we held. Broke back up to the top. Obviously that established the top. We came back down to the bottom, came up to the midline. So notice how these zones, these areas, as we get close to it, is acting as resistance right now, right? We peaked above it and we broke down. Coming up to it, breakdown. The bottom of it, rejecting. They're fighting at this bottom level here. They're fighting at this bottom. Came up, we didn't quite make a new high up here, but where are we at now? We are opening at the midline. So now I am looking for price to either come up and hold this midline for the continuation, or I'm looking at, you know, price to come up, maybe peak above the midline, come back down, reject to the midline, and then I can take some profits down here. This is good for intraday moves. This is what I was playing off of yesterday. And on top of that, one final thing after like yesterday, I was fading this every time we couldn't break above and the sellers were coming in here, I would fade it back down. Almost every time. We break out, we came down, we held, I took some long. I did get chopped up a little bit, but I came out on top, right? So that's our daily battle zone. That's our 4,000 tick. That's our trend line zone, I guess you would call it. But yesterday, let's go over yesterday real quick, right? I do London high, London low. So I do a 3 a.m. London high, which is here. This is our London high, and then this is our London low, right? I cut it off at 8 a.m. This is 8:30 a.m. I have to adjust that. I don't want that at 8:30. So I'm glad I'm doing this because I can go ahead and I can readjust my things, right? So I have this at 8:30 a.m. I want this at 8 a.m. I don't want any of the New York session positioning going into the data to be on my charts, and the market's open. So I don't want any of the New York session, and I don't care what's happening at the open. It's all noise to me, right? It's noise. This is where order matching is occurring right now, and I'm not going to be exit liquidity. No reason. So I'm just adjusting the repeater indicator for my 8 o'clock There we go. So now we have 8 o'clock. So I have 3 a.m. to 8 a.m. Other than that, don't really care, because anything after 8 a.m. getting closer to 8:30 is going to be, some pre-market trading as well as positioning going into 8:30 numbers. So I mark off the purple as the London high and the purple as the London low. London low, London high. Yesterday we established an initial balance right here at this white line. This is the initial balance low and this is the initial balance high. On these types of range days, especially when, let's see if I can go back one more. I'm going to just go over a little bit more on my strategy to kind of maybe help you guys on these choppy range days, right? So these choppy range days, I was watching this, right? I traded this breakout on the night before, right? I stayed up late, and then I also traded all the way until about 4 a.m. Didn't trade all the way into 4 a.m. I set alarms when alerts go off. On days like this, when things are moving and we're breaking out of areas and we're looking to push further and, potentially bulls are in charge. Look at that. We peaked above. See the midline there? We peaked above that midline, and now we're selling off. Not saying it's going to continue, but we're talking about scalp trades, right? This is in and out type of markets. You're not trying to get that continuation immediately until we break these highs. We're not looking for this high, and then we have another high over on the further left on the chart, which is on our daily chart. Until we break those, I'm not really looking for continuations on the long side. If I can buy a dip and then potentially have a runner, fine. But right now, initial balance high, initial balance low, London low, London high. We have Asia. We have the Asia session, which is prior to what happened. We broke out of the Asia session. Here's Asia. Asia had a breakout at the open. Asia opened into the open and it broke out, right? This was our high from the previous day. I believe that was the high. Yep, high from the previous day. We broke out of the previous day's high during Asia, and we continued to rally. We came all the way up until about midnight, and we dumped down at midnight, right? Dumped down all the way down. London opened, and we continued to dump. Found a bottom, we came up. We did not break the high during London. We established a range that carried into 9:30 here. We did kind of V bottom, but we didn't get any continuation to either side, right? London, think about it the same way. There's an initial balance in the London open as well. So here's our 3 a.m. This is 3:20. So we're going to 4 a.m. Let's go to 4 a.m. This is our London initial balance area. Did we really extend beyond it? No. During the entire London session, we did not extend from the initial balance of London. So we did not extend. New York opens. We did not extend. We made attempts to extend, but New York opened. We established a new New York. Where's our 10:30? Here it is. We established our initial balance of New York. So this is our London initial balance. This is our New York initial balance. We made attempts to extend the London initial balance, which at that point, we're not really looking at that. We're looking at the London initial balance during the London session, and we did not extend, right? We stayed in between it. So that told me the London trading session is a range. Going into New York's trading session, we formed an initial balance high and an initial balance low that did not extend, right? Making sense now? So we had a London range, and then we had a New York range. Now we broke out of initial balance. And then where are we back into? Yesterday's initial balance. That's why this initial balance high, initial balance low, London high, London low is all I cared about yesterday. That's what I posted in the Discord, and I said, this is the only thing I care about right now. Breaking the initial balance high, breaking the initial balance low, seeing if we can get continuation to get out of the London low and London high, which so happened to be our initial balance high and initial balance low of the London session. Okay, making sense now? So that's how I knew it was going to be a range day starting the New York session if we didn't extend early on into the New York, the London area, which we tried to, but we kept rejecting back down into it. Then we formed our initial balance high, initial balance low of the New York session, and we didn't extend. So now we're making attempts at extending it now. I am going to leave these on my charts just briefly until we can establish a new initial balance high or initial balance. Actually, you know what? No, we're going to get rid of that. Let's go ahead and, shouldn't have deleted those. What we're going to do is we're going to put our London high up here. This is what I do every day. London high, where is our London low? This is why I have these zones here, this green area. High, low, right? I am going to leave the initial balance here from yesterday because that's key. That's the range of yesterday. That's yesterday's range. It's gonna matter moving forward, right? And we go back to the chart here. We're inside of what? The battle zone. The battle zone. Don't get chopped up in here. This level, as we fight it out, don't get chopped up. Okay? Always look at the higher time frames and figure out, okay, this is the higher time frame, this is what's going on. I do not want to get chopped up in this area. That's why I'm letting the open play itself out. Not trying to take any trades right now. So I'm going to wait till after 10 a.m. and then I am going to record all my trades on Funded Future Network, get those 2 accounts funded again, and then go from there. And then I'll probably continue that journey and try to track that and just document it for you guys just to move forward. But that's what I'm watching today. If you guys have struggles during those range choppy days that we had yesterday that I know destroyed a lot of people, now you can see what I do to help me and prevent me from getting chopped up. So that's it for now. This is what I'm watching. I want to see extension above the London high, extension below the London low. I want to see these initial balances. I want to see us, stay above those. I'm only keeping the initial balance from yesterday, and this is going to play out too. This is going to be a key level too today. If we get down there, right? If we could extend below that, because that was our London. And you can see how these areas mean so much when we have yet to extend. Because look at where we bounced today. We bounced at the London. We're fighting it out at the New York. This is the range. Yesterday's range has not broken out yet, and we have not extended during normal trading hours. We might be slowly chopping our way up, trying to extend up. Might be getting some sort of a channel here, or we might be trying to form something. But until then, maybe you'll get yourself a nice little breakout above here, right? But for now, that's what I'm watching. Hopefully that helps you guys, and good luck.